Okay, y'all, welcome back. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. We are back on the IE network. We're gonna go into part two um of the Cardi B interview. We are reviewing, doing a full review and a reaction, and we're going to give a total grade of the interview at the end. If I miss any points, I want you guys to help me out and let me know. Let me know down below in the comments what points you think I may have missed. Anything you guys wanted to add on. So let's continue.
Problem isn't the blogger. It's the fact that you don't see yourself as a superstar. You don't see yourself. You have not accepted. I mean, I think you've accepted when you get the checks because I know I've tried to bring you deals. You like ain't enough zeros on that. Oh, I ain't coming out the house for that. But and you're getting money. I can't even tell you the amount of money that she's turned down. Like you're getting money, and so it feels good to touch you sometimes because I hope it rubs off. But no, I think you don't see yourself as like the way the world sees you as this mega superstar. Like I feel like you're still so real in your mind in terms of who you are because you're grounded with your family, your glam team, Erica, Tokyo, Colin. You keep the same people around. Like you're loyal to the people who are loyal to you. But I just don't get it because I think what I'm saying is why are you wasting your time with that? Like an elephant doesn't waste time with an ant. And even though that body is snatched, you're not an elephant, but you know what I mean? Like.
I don't know. I just
But I feel like every conversation we've ever had privately about any female rapper has always been positive. Why do people feel like you and I have clicked up to attack anybody online? Because we've never had not one negative conversation.
I just feel like that's just what people on the internet is going to do.
Oh boy. I see what Jason was trying to do there. He's trying to be messy but act like he's not really being messy. This dude, man. Oh, every time we've had conversations, there we go again. He has to let us know in every single question. He always has to attach himself. It just never stops.
Like that's just what they're gonna do. You know what's so crazy? Like the deep problem that I had with the shade room, and this happened like around 2017, 2018. They were posting me too much. Posting me too much. And every single time that they post me, people were saying like, "Oh, payola, payola, payola. I know you paying the shade
Well, they
room."
said the same about me too.
Yes, like I know you paying the shade room so they could keep you up there. Like, oh my gosh, how much is she paying ya for this, this, and that? And I started to go crazy. Like I literally
What part of it was making you go crazy? Because it was getting louder and louder, and people
because it
started
was getting
believing it.
yeah, because it was getting louder and louder, and like it wasn't real. And then it got to the point that I started hitting them up like, why you keep posting me? Stop posting me. You don't see what people are saying. Can y'all just leave me alone? I feel like they were posting me and they kept seeing what people were saying on purpose. And it wasn't, and now that I'm like a little bit older
Understanding it
and
more,
more
and
understanding.
yeah.
So when the shade room was posting you for posting her, even and I guess because the hype of the Cardi B hype, and the shade room was posting her a lot. She said she saw the people saying, "Oh, it's payola." I mean, which they've always said, "Oh, it's payola, it's payola," and then that's why she got me. I see. I was under the impression that the shade room posted something negative. Constantly kept posting things negative about her, and then that's why she got upset. But they was just posting her because they were riding along the Cardi train, and because she was listening to people online, she said, "Stop posting her." Mm, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that it's like they wasn't posting me on purpose so people could say that. It was just posting me because I was really hot. I was really popular at the
You
Exactly.
time.
are hot. You still
Exactly.
popping.
Oh yeah, well I'm still hot, I'm still popping, but
But you took it differently.
yeah, because I wasn't evolved mentally as a
You're not. Yeah.
star.
Yeah.
But
Hold on.
you
Hold on.
were
Let me.
seeing
Let
yourself.
me stop. Let me stop that. Let me stop that. You see, yes, Cardi, you are still hot. You look hot, and you're still hot, and even in the music scene, because of what you've done so far with just one album and only 5 years in the game, yeah, you're hot. You're not as hot as before. Not even close.
Self as a star. That
I
was the thing.
yeah, and I wasn't seeing myself as a star, but like like when somebody has a lot of motion and somebody have a lot of momentum, I see that people are gonna keep posting them and
Mhm.
posting them and posting them because they hot.
Exactly.
But I wasn't
Gotta
seeing
ride the
that.
momentum,
Yeah.
man.
I wasn't seeing that. I just felt like I was literally going crazy.
Mhm.
Like my mind was fucked
Hmm.
up. And
But what I love about you is you called me and you said, call Angie. We got on the phone and y'all had a good woman to woman conversation. I think that like that's what makes you different. And that's why I think even you being here, it shows a lot of superstars like you can still be that superstar and still be connected enough to reach out and like figure things out, you know? But I feel like people post you because one, you have the most beautiful kids, you have the biggest ice collection, you
Oh
have
my
more Birkin
god.
bags we already talked about. You're escapism for a lot of people who are going through hard shit like COVID and stuff to be able to watch you and
yeah, but like
enjoy your life.
in the beginning, like I think like in
No, Jason.
2017 or
So
2018,
off.
like I didn't really understand that. Like I didn't understand that. Like I didn't want to keep getting posted everything. Like every tweet that I say, every clapback that I say, every comment that I say, anything that I like, every bullshit
Even
goes
though
on
you
in my
can find a like,
relations.
people like if you like something now,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah. That was just like literally driving me crazy because like fame came to me and it all hit me all at once and like people were just making allegations of me like, oh, you paying these people to think, and I'm like, no, I'm not paying them, look, I'm not paying them. And I wanted to prove to people so bad that I wasn't paying people, that I wasn't like doing none of that, that it's like I was going so crazy that people in the industry was looking at me like I'm crazy, or
no, it
like
was driving you literally
it
crazy.
was driving me literally crazy, like to prove to people that the things that they were claiming that I was doing wasn't true. And it's like, now
So she means the payola, the oh, you're paying people to post you, you're paying the record labels to play you, you're paying the record label, your or record labels paying Spotify, oh, your record labels paying the radio, oh, you're paying, that's basically what she means about all the chatter that was going around when I said the payola, and that is something I've been saying all along. She listens to that is where she's not there yet, where some other artists that are on her level or above her, they're much more, you know, like if I can compare her to Megan, right? Yes, Megan will clap back or respond, but Megan is a little better with letting it slide off. I mean, she was dealing with something crazy, crazy. But Megan is sensitive too, but Megan does to me at least, let's say over the last few years, Megan does a better job of in order. I mean, that's really the only person that I went, you know, I mean, Doja Cat. I mean, Doja Cat's pretty sensitive too, but as far as female rappers go, Megan seems to be able to, brush off at least a little bit better. Yeah, Cardi's very sensitive when it comes to those things. She claps back at everything, and she lets people, get to it. So this was a good question. This was to go into this, even though she kind of let it. What I mean, he didn't even really ask this question. No, notice she's getting given a good answer, and this is a great conversation on this. But notice she led into that.
that I see
What finally made it click for you?
as time passed, like I see that it's like people only do these allegations or these certain things because they want you to stop doing it, because they want you to ruin relationship with certain people. So they will post bad things or won't post you at all. So your hype will go down or something. Um, People will say that you're doing something too much. So whatever is working for you, it stops working for you. Like for example,
Exactly. So, and that's exactly right. So why do you allow them to do it? That's the thing. Why do you allow them to do it? If you know what the issue is, why don't you stop?
like in 2020, 2021, right? WAP became hot.
Wait, can we first clear the air on who introduced you to Meg?
Oh my God.
Cause back to
Oh
y'all
my
saying that Atlantic
God.
Records gives me checks. Not only
Oh
did they
my
not give me checks,
God.
I ain't got no plaque. I didn't get no Julie. You can fix that. I ain't get no. I don't even want no WAP, but I didn't get no nothing. And I remember being in the hotel with you and the team. I think Tokyo was there and Colin and Brooklyn Giant, different people, and you were playing all these different songs you had. And when you got to that song, everybody in the room looked at each other, was like, and Meg wasn't on it at the time. We all heard that she was like, "Yo, the gays is gonna be in the club like my WAP, even though they ain't got the WAP. Then you gonna have the strippers, then you gonna have the women. Like it, you felt it was a hit. You knew that was gonna be like out of here."
I kind of did, but I kind of didn't because I'm really hard on myself with music. But like you did put us on the phone one time. Like I think you was in a party with her. You
I
was
was
like,
at
"Look
the
at
M- I
Megan.
was at
This
the
is Megan."
I was at the MTV Awards.
Yeah, and he was like, "Cardi, this is Megan." Then I'm like, "Okay, Jason, like let me just get to know the girl. Let me find a record that I think she will fit on. Let me."
She didn't. Then I sent her Meg's number, and then they did the record, and I need my plaque. No, but that song was, and then
Oh
you
my
even put
God.
Kylie in there, just the way you and another thing, another factor people may not know is I did see the rough cut of the video. I'm gonna tell you how before it came out, and I saw that they didn't give enough of the women enough shine. The other women, Rosalia, Sukiana, and Lotto, right?
Yeah.
And your note to them was put them more in the video. And I thought like, ain't no see, and you're not gonna say all this. And this is kind of hard interviewing your friend because you know more than you know. She's gonna probably
It's kind of hard interviewing your friend. We know she's your friend, Jason. We know you. I don't know whether you told us or not, or whether you realized that you told us. But Jason, guess what? Before you even say anything, we'll say it to you. Hey, Jason, that's your friend.
text me later like you talk too much. But I feel like that goes back to really the heart of who you are as a woman. Like you have always been a woman to cheerlead on other women. In I can tell you in my lane, I try to bring other people in the media in when I'm on my rise, and it's like I'm always constantly getting hated on, and I didn't understand why you were so interested in helping everybody else when you're trying to figure out your own.
I mean, it's not really about like I'm trying to like help because sometimes I see people like just say like, oh, she showing fake love support, like she trying to make that into a brand. It's like, or I always listen to more female music. Of course, I'm a female, so like I listen to more female artists. So like when I see somebody that like I like their content or I like their music, like it's like I'm a post it. Like I always thought Sukiana was funny, so it's like I like her. I love Rosalia music. I love Normani music. I felt Ruby Rose. I liked her, and I felt like, oh, she gonna go like I see her going further and everything. And me and Megan, we was like, we want like to put like a lot of upcoming female rappers, and then we want to put like a rap artist from the Latin community, and we want to put an R&B
Yeah.
artist. We want to put like a fire influencer, a fire model.
Do you think you're because like you said after Bodak Yellow and not because a lot of the songs before Bodak Yellow was
Okay, so I'm gonna intercede here, right? I believe because she went back and mentioned Megan again. Me and Megan, we want to do something. Well, we want to put on this, or we want to put on that. We want to put on that, right? I think right here, instead of going back to Bodak Yellow, would have been a perfect time to say, speaking of Megan, have you spoken to her? How's she doing? She's been through a rough time right now, and as a friend, or what have you reached out to her? During this whole trial thing she's been going through, since she brought Megan back up, like like they have some sort of thing working, something else working together. This would have been the perfect time to say it. Now, I don't know whether he says it later on, but I think this would have been the perfect time to go into that.
they were hood.
Yeah.
Your mixtapes were hood. When you drop Bodak Yellow and then you followed up with other music like I Like It Like That. Another thing I'll say, you did I Like It Like That. You performed at the AMAs. I had got you booked at a club in West Hollywood.
Oh
My
my
Instagram had been
God.
deleted. You came to the after party and I said, "Oh my
I
God, that
got you
performance! Like you
this.
out
I
of here,
got you
you out of
that.
here, you
I
killed it." You
got
were
you
like, "Is your Instagram
this.
back?" You didn't even like accept the acknowledgement that you
Oh
just
my
murdered
God.
it. Do you think that I Like It Like That was the thing that brought you immediate crossover where you just got accepted by the hood, Bodak Yellow. You got accepted by mainstream and Latin with that song. Like your album, the first, well, we need the other album. It's coming. We can talk about that. That album was so perfectly curated that it literally hit every market.
I feel like it helped me blew up out the gate, but I didn't get to like really experience it like that. I didn't really get to see it for a hot minute because when I put out my album, like I was pregnant, so like I had to sit down for a minute. And I was like a little bit nervous because I felt like, damn, is my career gonna be over? And luckily for my album, it didn't. When after I gave birth, I did so much shows and everything. So I don't know.
Very lucky because when she was getting ready to have that baby, trust me, over in Atlantic, and I spoke to plenty of people over in Atlantic. They was very very skeptical because people do not like for artists, especially artists that are hot, to have kids like right as they're blowing up. It happened to Lauren Hill. Lauren Hill's record label told her not to have that kid. Instead, Lauren Hill had the kid and then made a song pretty much taunting them about Zion. And then after that, you see what happened to Lauren Hill. But fortunately for Cardi B, she was able to press through it. And here she is.
All right, so let's talk about love. So you're married to a very famous rapper named Offset, who I'm not going to ask you any Offset questions because I've already put in a request to interview him myself. Because I feel like I've been around him so much and so
Yeah,
many times, and I've
Oh
seen
my
so much of his
God.
personal evolution that people
yeah,
have not acknowledged him for, that I want to spend that moment with him. So I'm glad
yeah.
you about that. Uh,
You do that,
you're
Jason.
famous, rich, and married. Is it hard? I mean, it's not hard now because people aren't. They don't need to slide in your DMs because they know you have a husband who will pull up. But when you look at the fact that you came into the game and didn't negotiate your career and having a family, are you proud of yourself for that?
I don't know because it was just a feeling that I had. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a feeling that I had. Like, I found out that I was like pregnant, like at a point where me and Offset wasn't like on really good terms. Like we was just on really good terms, and I found out I was pregnant, and I was so scared. I was scared to tell Atlantic. I was scared to tell my team because we have worked
You didn't
so
tell
Mm-hmm.
me.
hard.
You didn't tell
I
nobody.
told you.
Yeah, like, but it's like I have worked so hard and everything, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
You didn't
like,
tell me.
what's
Oh
gonna
my
happen
God.
after this? I just had this feeling like it's going to be okay. And then, like when I was to the doctors, it was like, you far along enough to know gender you, what the gender it is, and I'm like, oh my gosh, curiosity killed me. And then it's like, okay, I want to know, and I found out it was a girl, and I was like, I always wanted to have a baby when I'm 25 years old. I was 25 years old and I always wanted a girl. And I was like, maybe this is just a sign. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have a
Them
baby.
Was it
shoes
ever
is
a thought
lit.
not to have a baby?
It wasn't planned. It wasn't planned to have a baby. It just happened, and it just happened like in
So it
my
wasn't
height of
planned.
the career, the hype of my career. So I was like, I was very scared.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you're
you
very
should have
prepared.
been. Atlantic was scared
And I
Yes.
too.
thought you were going to go into labor right in the middle of that TLC set. I was nervous for you. And then you have this crazy career. You tour the world. You're the biggest thing in the world. And then you decide to you're gonna have another baby in the midst of now a campaign, almost like Rihanna's, about this second album. Like people want this album. Did you plan Wave, or did that just happen?
That just happened again. I mean,
Another one.
me and
Maybe you should
Offset
use
was not
protection.
seen eye to eye.
No, I'm just kidding.
This was like the same year that I filed for divorce and everything. I'm gonna let him talk about this because I'm gonna let him talk.
So maybe it's not planned for you, but it was planned for him because it seems like every single time y'all ain't on good terms and he might be getting ready to lose you, all of a sudden he shoots your club up. So maybe you're not planning it, but maybe he is.
Talk about this because what was one of the main thing that was really bothering me,
Don't say it because I want him to say that.
I'm gonna let him say it
Yeah.
himself. The main thing that was really bothering
And
me,
y'all are gonna be mad that I just stopped her. I know, but I because I want him to say it.
yeah, I want him to say it because I feel like
Oh
that's
my
really part of his
God.
story, like his story. The main thing that I wanted him to stop and everything, he stopped and he
Cheating?
changed, and it showed me that he wanted to change for
He
me.
fought for his family.
Cheating.
Yes.
And I like how when you were mad at him, you went on social media and checked everybody else about what they had to say about them. Like, who does that?
Yeah, because it's like
What?
y'all don't know us. Y'all don't know us. Y'all know what the is going on. But this was in 2020. Like it's like it was just
It was
a
a lot
whole.
going
It was
on.
a lot. We started getting better and better, and then it was just
We see the Instagram.
like, oh
Not
my
not not
gosh,
the OnlyFans, but the Instagram.
like we was just, and then it's like boom, I'm pregnant. I'm like, oh my gosh,
So
oh God.
when you're in the midst of fighting, because the other day, literally, I was doing something here in the studio, and my team was moving
If you're constantly having sex without protection, you're gonna probably get pregnant.
around, getting everything set, and I was talking to somebody on the phone who I was trying to be serious about, who we're no longer talking, and we're in this argument, and I finally just said, man, I'm out. I'm just out. I'm done. Like I'm too busy. I have too many things going on. I didn't have nearly as much as what you have going on. So what made you stay and stick it through? Was it being Dominican and family oriented? Was it just, it was worth fighting for? Was it the kid? What was it?
You could just see like when somebody's trying, when somebody's trying, and I feel like we got married so young. We got married so young, and we got married so like spontaneously, and we did know each other, but we kind of didn't know each other. We just like was in love with each other, and we had like a little toxic relationship. We got married 6 months of knowing each other, and like in those 6 months, we would see each other like twice or three times a month.
Yeah.
And it's like during our marriage and by time passing, we grew with each other.
Did you ever do therapy?
We did a little therapy.
Right. That's how created relationships in the industry work. You create, they put you with a person, they suggest you go with a person, you get with that person, and then whatever happens, happens. If you work it out and stay together, cool. If you don't, you don't.
We
I'm
did a
in
little
therapy
therapy.
now. It helps.
It
But my
helps.
therapist told me to stop drinking. I'm working on myself.
Why? You're not even
Oh
like a
my
person that
god.
drink like that.
Oh,
You drink,
oh,
you
No
drink,
one
oh.
but you
cares about you,
you
Hey,
drink, but you're
hey,
Jason.
not an
No
hey.
one
alcoholic.
care. No one
Who?
cares. I don't care if you're in therapy. I don't care if you're an alcoholic. I don't care about your issues. We want to hear Cardi B.
My security, I was telling my security before we started today, I've seen all my security come to work, but I've never seen them leave.
Okay, but you
Can I
like
get some more of this beautiful drink, please?
no, but you drink when you like around people or you having fun. You're not like a person that's like, oh, I'm waking up and I'm gonna drink.
So I'm in Paris with Cardi, and I pull up at her
Oh my
party, and her and
god.
Offset are sitting here. First of all,
So I'm in.
Cardi fake drinks. You fake.
Exactly. Now,
You know I
now,
brought.
why is it? You see what I'm saying? Why is this story necessary? I'm going to the next question because this isn't really a question. So I'm in Paris with Cardi. So now he's talking about himself. Like we don't need this, Jason. We don't need this. Let's move on.
Oh, what she slapped? Like I wanted to get it tattooed, because it's an honor to be slapped. But she slapped me in fun to kind of wake me up because it was a little too much.
Yeah,
No, you
Rihanna
be going
slapped her
in.
in
Well,
front of
I don't.
Cardi B. Who
You be going
cares?
in. Like I was like, but you're funny
You
though.
think so?
Yes, you was cutting up with. You was cutting
Yeah,
up.
dude. You see how your friend protects your secrets? We just go keep it moving. All right,
Oh my.
so
Yes, please do.
love. I have to talk about where's Culture's dog? Because Culture's dog was on Instagram and now it's disappeared.
So Hennessy took my dog.
See, I knew something was wrong with the dog.
No, there's
Oh
not
my
wrong with it.
god.
It's like Hennessy was like, oh, I'll take the dog, this and that, and
Where's
she hasn't given it
Culture's
back. But like,
dog?
I'm not like a dog person.
Yeah.
I have a dog because
Sorry, guys. For all the Cardi fans, I'm sorry. I have to move past that. Like, come on, come on, dude.
with autistic kids, but like my child is not. And it's like, damn, y'all will find something so y'all want to find something so bad that y'all will make some up like that. But it's like for what
Okay, I'm gonna go back to that because that she's talking about when people are saying her child is autistic.
with autistic kids, but like my child is not. And it's like, damn, y'all will find something so y'all want to find something so bad that y'all will make some up like that. But it's like for whatever.
Well, there was somebody who is a content creator that we shall not say no names because you all know who I'm going to talk about. I don't believe in giving bottom feeders any real shine, but you did win a lawsuit against somebody who started a rumor that your daughter was not only not offsets, but that you had herpes and all these different crazy, I mean, just the craziest things. And I will say, Hollywood Unlocked, I've been sued probably 24 times, mostly not for anything I've said, but because of, oh yeah, one thing I said. But the other things was just my using content I wasn't supposed to use. But I remember when you took the person on and filed a lawsuit, and everybody online was like, "Oh, she's crazy. Oh, she's this, she's that." And I ain't gonna lie, all of us in the content community was like, "She ain't gonna win that. Good luck, girl. You ain't gonna win that." Cardi went and got Colin, and she put on her best fashions, and she went down to Atlanta, and she did what had to be done, and you won. And people were shocked. And I had to fight with people online because people started saying, "You're next. You're gonna get sued because you said
Yeah.
this." And I said, "It's not that she's suing because the person has opinion. The person is making up lies that are not true."
Right. That's one thing that I do want to say that is definitely not true about Cardi B. People saying, "Oh, she can't take people talking about her." No, she could take people talking about her, but she's not going to take people making up lies about her. And I totally agree. Why you can't make up lies about someone? All right, you can't make up lies about someone. Just tell the truth and give your opinion. Say, "Oh, in my opinion, she got herpes. She looked like she got herpes to me. So in my opinion, you can't be going, oh yeah, she's got herpes, and that ain't no alleged. That's a fact." You wind up, owing $4 million.
That are
Yes.
damaging, and she's taking them on legally because she has the right to.
Yeah. I have come at every type of bloggers, every type of media. And I have come at everybody from internet, bloggers, Instagram, whatever the crap, to YouTubers, to Telemundo.
You didn't cuss out Telemundo.
Bad,
Really?
bad.
When you cuss out Telemundo, do you cuss them out in
In
Spanish or
Spanish
English?
or in English.
I forgot if it was English or Spanish, but I cursed them out bad
For real?
because yes, it's online because
Yeah.
they were like all up in my dad's face, and it's like,
I saw that.
yeah, that TMZ. I cursed out TMZ so many times, so many times. Like we cool now and
Yeah.
everything. Page 6. I have cursed out everybody. However,
But you never filed a lawsuit.
I never filed a lawsuit, and I never filed a lawsuit. This was getting out of hand in
Facts.
2019. I don't like talking about my feelings because people like when you show weakness, people be
They
like,
keep
"Oh,
doing it.
sympathy, sympathy." And I feel like at first I thought they was doing it to me, but now I see they do that to every
So
female
you feel
rapper.
you can't like honestly be vulnerable because
Yes, I'm afraid to be vulnerable because people want to say, "Oh, you be looking for sympathy," but this is really my life. Like in 2019, I really I felt like I was like somebody dead inside a body, like, and I kept telling people like I just want to die, like I just wish I was dead. I want to be dead. I want to be dead. I want to be dead. I can't escape my mind. Like my husband had to take me to a trip to DR. People from my management was calling him like, "I think there's something wrong with her. You need to help." It was really bad, and it's
I think there's
it's
something wrong with it.
terrible when people are making fun of you. When people are making fun of you
you ain't
over,
about to cry.
no, 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 no.
Okay. Because
I
I
ain't
see
about to cry.
your eyes, left eyes getting a little white. I'm
Ah,
like,
oh, I
I've
ain't
never
never.
seen you get emotional.
You know how I am. I cry in private. I'm a gangster. But in 2019, like imagine somebody saying that you have a disease and then thousands of people
Run with it.
run with it, and not only are they running with it, they calling you names. And then you have a daughter, and like every other mom, you kissing your daughter and everything, and people are saying like, don't kiss culture on the lip, don't kiss your kid on the lip because you have.
And I don't understand how anyone that is a human could say she shouldn't have got upset at that. And then when culture gets older, what about when culture gets older and people are reading, she's able to read, "Oh, your mother has herpes." I think she had every right to sue, and I'm glad she did, and I'm glad she won, because that will at least make people think twice about lying, because you might run up against a Cardi B or someone like Cardi B that says, "Hey, Cardi B won the lawsuit, so I'ma sue and I'ma win."
have herpes, blah, blah, blah. That was insane. And then not only that,
And there
but
was a video popping up on you every single day with that person.
e-
Almost.
every day. And then like just making extremely disgusting lies because you can make certain not you can make, but it's like some people are gonna say little stupid little lies, but to make serious accusations, like this was the last straw for me. The last straw was when that person said that my dad raped a teenager. Like it's like now you're not messing with me, you messing with somebody that's deeply dearly in my heart, and you messing with my family, and then you start messing with my friends. They said disgusting things about you. They said disgusting things about this girl. I'm not even.
She said that I had HIV. She said that I was on cocaine and heroin. She said I was a pedophile.
Yeah.
She gaslit all of that.
It became to a point that
It
I
was like
started
everybody
feeling,
around you was,
yes.
yeah.
It became to the point that I feel like I was being harassed, and like my
I think she was getting ready to say I'm not even friends with her anymore. That's what it seems like she's getting ready to say. About my friends, I'm not even friends with her anymore. But let's continue.
friends and my family were being tortured for just being involved with me, and it made me feel crazy because I saw the frustrations of certain people around me. That it's like, yo, why the this and that? Like, yo, why is this person bothering me? Like, it made me feel bad because it's like, damn, I feel like being related to me or being a friend with me of me was a curse.
Do you think that was in a way to try to isolate all the people around you who were showing you love so you'd be by yourself?
Yes. It was definitely that. And that's why I just felt like it was just, and then a lot of lies, a lot of bullshit from my husband to my family to my friends that I just felt like some of my friends was like, yo, I cannot take like, this annoying. Like, oh my God. It got to the point that I felt like I was the reason of my friends and family misery. And I just felt like, oh my God, like everything is my fault. Everything is my fault. Like people hate the people around me because of me. Like
So you decided to take control and file a lawsuit, and nobody thought you would win. I will say the only criticism I had is that you should have sued YouTube too, because I do feel like YouTube.
Absolutely agree. I told her that and DM on myself numerous times. I said you should sue YouTube because YouTube is keeping her content up even after you won the lawsuit. So I definitely agree with him there.
YouTube has a responsibility to make sure they protect their community, and you're a big part of that community. You know what I mean?
well, one thing that I will say to YouTube, like, is that I did tell them, and they just felt like, oh, but you a celebrity and this and that. And it's like, I have proven that this person has violated every YouTube policy. I wasn't a celebrity, just a celebrity. I was somebody that really wanted to be dead. I was somebody that I couldn't see my kid, or I didn't want to talk to my man. I didn't want to be around my friends because it just made me cry. Like I felt like it was a point that I felt like I was so weak of a person that I was weak to be a mom. Like it's like, girl, you crying over this and that, and your kid is right there, and it's just like I just felt like
And I think what people
weak of
don't realize,
myself.
this was all happening while you have to go on tour, have to go to rehearsals, have to go to award shows, have to go to fittings, have to still run your business, still, and then to know Poppy, he's like the nicest guy who's literally not ever nobody,
Yeah.
you know?
I I just could say like at that time period, I feel like I have been broke. I have been heartbroken. I have gone through a lot of tribulations in life. I have never felt so down in my life. Like I just felt like my life was like gray. And no matter what vacation I went to, no matter what good news, no matter whatever, everything was just so dark. And I was so depressed. I couldn't escape my mind. It's like the only way I could escape my mind was sleeping. I couldn't have sex. I distanced myself from my own relationship. I distanced myself from everybody. Like it was just so
And I know
dark.
you had originally asked for the videos all be taken down, and they still didn't take them down for a while. And then, do you feel like, did you feel defeated?
I felt defeated and I felt like, wow, like was this only happening to me? But now I see that this is just how they do celebrities. And when it's too late, that's when they start being like, oh my God. Like perfect example, I guess, is Britney Spears. So that would be like an example. And
But she
sometimes,
literally, I mean, not,
yeah,
and this is me saying it because I was around when she was out in the streets with Lindsay in Paris. They drove her crazy,
yeah,
which then complicated her life with her family and her kids and all her relationships.
yeah,
And I mean, it broke her.
yeah. And like sometimes, you know, I feel like I just kept going and going and like ranting. And I think people thought that I was just crazy and super sensitive. But what people don't know is that like I was really going through like a real mental, like I was mentally going crazy. Like I was just sad. Like it's like every single
So she's pretty much just re-innovating exactly what she said in court. A lot of people saying, "Oh, how can this be happening? Oh, girl, you looking for sympathy?" The same thing she said that they would be saying, but this is real stuff. You have to always remember these celebrities are still real people, and for her have to be going through all of that and trying to hold on to her career and trying to be a mother and trying to be a wife. I felt bad for her. Like she went through a lot, and she should have been rewarded. YouTube, to me, should have done more, to protect her. 'Cause it seems like YouTube didn't care because they were getting hits on those videos, so they seemed like they didn't really want to take them down.
day I was crying,
So in filing
everything.
the lawsuit, what was your goal? Was your goal to make it stop? Was your goal to what was your goal? Because
My goal was to make it stop. My goal was to make it stop, and my goal was because everybody for such a long time believed these lies, and I have addressed it so many times. And every single time that I addressed it, people was like, "You're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying." And it's like until you go to court and the truth is revealed in court, you will never be free. You will never have a peace of mind because people will like bring it up and call you a liar and say that you have these things, say that you did these things. It would just go over and over again until you have like it's like you literally have to prove it in court that it's not true.
but now that you've proven it, you've won. I want to dispel something because I know we talked about this a lot privately. Your goal wasn't to try to change the landscape of how we do our work.
No.
Your job wasn't to try to change the law of us having an opinion because you're a celebrity.
Speaking of court, your good friend Megan just went through a court trial. I bet he doesn't ask.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? And you put out music that we may like or not like. You may
Yeah.
put out fashions that we may like or not like. Like we're gonna have opinions. You weren't
Yeah.
trying to change that, but I think people thought that you were trying to come for all of our
No,
bags.
no. That's not true. I was really being harassed, and a lot of insane lies were put out about me, like
Facts.
about my family, about my friends. Like it wasn't only me that was getting harassed; it was everybody around me. Like I feel like this person goal was for me to kill myself or to end myself
Wow.
because like the type of thing that they was doing, I feel
Yep.
like that is the goal. And some
I
people
think that
say
was her goal too.
hurt people, but it's like sometimes hurt people gotta go to therapy or gotta find God because it was just intense. Like it was herpes. It was saying herpes, that insane lie about my dad. Some lie that my mom, their cousin,
Oh yeah, I
their
forgot about that.
husband cousin, some shit like that, saying that one of my friends was doing crack in front of a supermarket. Like that's saying that you have HIV, saying that I told the girl that Offset got pregnant to get an abortion. Like those type of things will ruin your career.
And
Say,
I
That's
always say to
true.
people, once it's put on the internet,
yeah.
people believe it.
And again, let me step in again. See, now this portion of the interview is great. This should be in there. I'm glad that they touched on that. And they're spending just an ample amount of time on it. I hope after this he jumps in to say, just real quick, have you reached out to Megan? Have you spoken to her? You know, seems like, Megan, seems like no one is really on her side. Just real quick, you don't have to let us know what you said to her. Have you reached out to her since COVID. That's it. Just one quick question. He probably won't, but this is good.
Like
Yes.
people do not
Um,
fact check anything
yeah.
about anything.
Like like saying that I put a beer bottle inside my like it was just like the lies
I
were
haven't
getting.
heard the word in a long time.
Yes. It was just getting so intense and so ridiculous, and people kept talking about it and making fun of me about it. Like it was just
And
a
then you
very
won. So
great
now
time.
that you win, what does the win feel like? Does it feel? Do you feel vindicated? Do you feel now that it's kind of, it's you deaded it?
I
Do
want
Um,
you
my
feel
money.
vindicated?
I wouldn't say vindicated. I just feel free.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel free. Like I feel like happy. Like even when I won and everything, I was just crying and crying and crying because I felt like I dealt with this for such a long
Facts.
time.
It was years, like what, two
Yeah,
years?
yeah. And some people thought that it was just so funny and hee
Yep.
ha
Because it
and you're
wasn't just
so
what
Facts.
she was
soft.
saying. It was like all the other YouTube video or other creators and
Yes.
blogs and news picking it up and sharing it with their community. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like if Yahoo picks up, and I'm not saying they did, but if they pick up a YouTube clip or a comment or a
Yeah.
reaction, that's 43, 50 million people who now saw that.
Yes. I just really want people to understand like I'm in a way better space in my life. Like I could genuinely say that like I'm happy. It feels so good to say that because for a long time I was so hurt. I was so depressed. My life was so great. And people just thought that I was so sensitive. Uh I was getting so gaslighted to the point that it's like, you just hate black media. You just hate black media. And I'm like, what?
They
I
they did
literally curse out everybody.
they definitely made it a colorism thing.
They made it a colorism thing. It was just
But I
insane.
think at this point it's because they know you're going to respond. Because there's
Yeah.
no way everybody sees how you're a great stepmom to your stepkids. Everybody sees that you're, your team and everybody is very diverse in all colors. You have, people from the LGBT community close to you. So like, I think people know that, but I feel like they think you're easily gaslit.
Yeah, I feel like that's the issue. And it's crazy because it's funny to people. It was funny to people. But
How was
that
your husband supporting you through all that?
he just didn't like don't he didn't even know what to do. He didn't even know what to do. Like he would take me on vacation. He would be like, so somebody suggested like therapy, like or like he would be like, you just don't understand. You're so big. You're so amazing. You need to stop worrying what people say. This and that. And it's just like you don't understand that I'm hurt at the fact that people be coming for you and you don't even be doing nothing because they hate me so much. And it's like I don't give motherfuckers hate me. And it's like, but it hurts me. It hurts me to feel like I'm a burden to I'm like a
On the
burden
other
or
people.
something
But
on
it had
other
nothing to do with
people.
you though.
Mm.
It just really I
She really
just
went through a
really
lot.
went
Like
through it.
So
no,
listen, speaking,
no cap. She really went through a lot, and people. I don't think people really realize what type of BS that Tasha K with her evil self put this woman through just for nobody, just in order to keep her bag going, to keep people clicking on the video. No matter how many times Cardi proved to her and asked her, "Can you please take the videos down?" Cardi didn't even want to sue Tasha K. But let's go on. It's time to wrap this portion up.
your husband, I love rap. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of the news. I don't understand the words. I don't want to do TikToks. I feel like nowadays most rap, if you're not doing TikTok, do you feel like you have to do a song that has to make it on TikTok for it to be a song? I'm gonna get back to your husband, but I just thought about that.
I don't think so. This
Not you. I'm saying just general. Like
um
generally, like now, do labels feel like you have to do a song that's TikTokable? I don't even know if that's a word.
well, you want to know something that I find out? I found out that some labels don't really like TikTok like that.
Why? Because they're not counting the spins,
Who?
or they can't get the
Because
credit.
they're not counting the spin, and some people are not going to listen to the whole song.
Right.
So it might make the song a little popular, but it just takes away from some of the spins. I mean, I do see people saying that like, oh, labels want you to do more TikTok friendly songs, but some labels really just be like, oh my gosh, like this is not really benefiting.
Yeah.
Like,
But I remember when we were in that hotel room and we were having that meeting and you were saying, and you were listening to all the different songs, you were saying, I'm not doing a song that's a TikTok song. then you pop on TikTok. Like they just take your content, cloud. I mean, all the songs they just pop over there.
People will try to trick you off your game
Hmm.
because I did WAP, right? And I just I did WAP because I just, that was just the
Yeah,
song. And it popped on TikTok.
right. You
The-
you didn't have a TikTok dance set up. You didn't have no TikTok
no,
strategy. It just popped off.
it just popped off. And then I did Up and it popped on TikTok again and everything. Like it wasn't like a strategy for it to go. No, it
Yeah.
was never that intended to that. It just happened. And then people, when they see that that's working for you, people start being like, oh, y'all making TikTok songs, y'all TikTok artists, blah blah blah. So that's
Right. What they try to do is the people who do not like you try to say, "Oh yeah, you're or oh, you can't make a song. I bet you can't make a song that don't pop on TikTok and be successful." Then artists are saying, "Oh, I bet you I can." Oh, watch. They think that all I can do is make TikTok songs. Watch this. Then you end up messing up your formula. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
how people trick you off your spot to be like, all right, if this is working for you, and actually work
Shout out to Armand Wiggins. That's his saying, "Trick you out your spot." I see she used Armand's saying.
on me because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show them that I'm gonna make a rap ass song that is not TikTok this and that. And then I did hot and
See?
Did you like how?
Then
I
hot
did
ish and it
like
didn't
it.
work.
Mhm.
I did like you. All right. So another thing, because everybody just be thinking that y'all be kissing my ass and everything. Jason told me like I don't like that song.
I ain't gonna lie, it hurt to say that though.
He was like, I just don't like that song. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Were you disappointed at how it performed? Because all your other songs go straight to number
Yeah,
one
because it
or
didn't
right up
perform
there,
well.
top 10, top five.
It disappointed me, but it's just like a lesson because now I know what not to put in my album or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I mean, I wish it would have done how I wanted it to do, but if it didn't, I I moved on to the
Yeah,
next,
and it popped.
and it popped.
Okay,
So
so going back to love really quick, we talked about your husband, and we talked
And
about
what
social
popped?
media, we talked about
Oh, you
everything.
went on to the next.
Usually,
You went on to the next and it popped. What song popped after Hot Ish? Just saying.
you pop off lettuce. You don't like this, you don't like that. And then there was some music that came out. Now I don't listen to the song, and I got a job to do, but there was a song that Quavo had, and the song was called Messy.
mhm.
Social media was talking. Everybody got to, and this is me not rapping, so please stay off my Twitter because I don't know how to rap. I said Carisha, please, because she too messy. A dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing. You wanted the gang, you should have just said it. We would have blessed it. Got messy. I know it sounds different than that. And you were quiet,
Mhm.
and the internet was talking. Why were you quiet?
You know why I was quiet?
Hmm.
I was quiet because one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find out the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that I was finding out that truth in
Mm-hmm.
and out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if I entertain something that I know is not true on the
How would you find out the truth? What was your process finding out the truth?
internet, people be like, oh, it is true because you're addressing it. But when I don't address it, it's true or not, it's true as well. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna entertain it because if I entertain it, it's gonna keep going longer and longer and longer. And at the end of the day, I know what's going on in my house.
Well, and you have no problem picking up a phone and calling to clear the air. But that's why I love that. That's the growth. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my
Because
God.
old Cardi would have been all over the internet and this and that. And I feel like we have to let people grow. If
Yeah.
social media, don't you think is the biggest contributor to most of the
Yeah.
problems that we all have,
And
though?
you know what? Especially when it comes to relationship, right? Because let me tell you something. When the Selena girl said that she was pregnant by Offset and she was showing her stomach and
But you know when she does those videos,
yeah,
she
yeah.
DMs the blogs.
Yeah,
They're
but
not even
look,
true.
she was showing her stomach. She even showed the
Shut
baby and
up, Jason.
everything. And I was going so hard, like, it's not true, it's not true. And every single time that I kept saying it's not true, people on purpose kept saying, it's true, it's true, it's true. So it's like I have learned from those experiences not to even address things that's going on in my home when I know the truth. Cause it's like people gonna make it worse. Cause it's just entertaining.
Yeah.
So
All right, so this is the fun part of my show. You know, When I went to lunch with Kevin Hart, he told me that I
Oh
sip too
my
much
God.
tea. And I know when I call you, you always want to kiki with me about what I'm doing over here at work. But this is the room, the set where
Uh,
we sip cappuccino. But the games be messy. This game is called Name Drop. I'm gonna drop in the celebrity's name, and you have to say the first thing that comes to mind that either we don't know or funny moment that you had or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, first person. We share the same birthday. Madonna.
Madonna. I'm a big fan of Madonna.
I know.
okay, so I'm not gonna even do the game part or whatever the case may be. So let's just go into the interview. He said this is a part of it, so I'm gonna assume that this is near the end, right? Let's say they're at 109. The interview ends at what? Let's see if they're at 109 right now. Let's see, where does the interview end? What, 134? Yeah, so they're playing it. All right. So listen, the interview is not awful. The interview is not bad. The interview was just kind of. It was like them two were having a conversation. It wasn't a real interview. Let me just make sure they're not asking any more questions. So they're saying something about Madonna. Just hold on a second. I want to make sure I'm not missing nothing.
Busy with the baby. You got the baby. She got the Super Bowl.
You know, I get really nervous when it comes to Rihanna. I just
Oh,
be like,
that's
oh
the
my gosh.
Rihanna question.
I
But
know, but she and I don't understand what that is. What is that? Is this
She
because you
and
just
I
like
don't
her so much?
understand. Oh
I
my
don't know. I'm
God.
just really You know, I'm an introvert, so I just get like very like I can't.
She and I don't understand. So let me guess. You're really really good friends with Rihanna too. So this dude is just friends with all the celebrities. He's so close with all these celebrities, right?
Breathe. I can't talk. I want to go home. I'm scared.
If Rihanna sent you a song and said hop on it, would you do it?
Of course.
Okay.
But like when it comes to Rihanna though, like it's more than like just a song thing to me. Like I really look up to Rihanna because like she just made like such the right moves to their career. Like a lot of people don't make the right moves for their career and for their legacy, and she has made everything. Like that's somebody that is like I look up to like for real.
And that's she's a billionaire, and now you're going to become billion dollar Barty. Okay, next group, the Migos.
The Migos really inspired me a lot, like on my come up. Like they inspired me a lot because it was the first time that I ever seen like shows, like people going crazy at shows and mosh pitting and like it was the first time that I saw so many jury, so many like richness, so many fame. I never really hung out with like famous people, and they were like the
So many
first famous people that
Jerry.
I hung up with, and that's why I say like it's like they really make me want to like push harder. Like it's like this is the life that I want, and uh, I feel like I'm so happy that I experienced all those great moments when they had like when they were all together and everything. Like it's a great memory. Like sometimes I cannot even listen to culture one because I get emotional, and I
No,
love
and I
them
know you
forever.
say you don't like to be vulnerable, but I will say over the last 7 years, the one time I think out of all those years, with everything that you've been through, with everything we've been through together, the one time that I think you were the most vulnerable and upset, and I could hear you just really sad was when Takeoff died. And
Yeah,
I remember calling you, and then I didn't talk to you for a couple weeks. So where were you when you heard that he had passed?
we was in bed. I was in bed. We were supposed to go to.
Okay, so I did hear this. She described and about Offset and what have you. Okay, so listen, we pretty much heard the whole interview. Like, if you have not heard it, like here, I pretty much covered the entire interview, right? Um, listen, Jason Lee to me spent way too much time talking about himself, including stuff. I said this The moment I saw the clips, I didn't even need to see the full video. But the moment I saw the clips, I said, Jason Lee is spending way too much time letting us know how close of friends they are. You saw what I was doing earlier. I was counting the amount of times he said it. We know you guys are close. Um, an interview like this, because Cardi B rarely does interviews and she hadn't done interviews in so long, you know, I'm not even going to get to the end, because I'm not going to have you guys stay here for the whole entire time. I don't know whether he asked her about when's the new album coming, like, but he should have spent time on that. He should have asked her. The interview's almost over, so I know he probably didn't. So obviously he didn't ask anything about, like I said, the Megan question didn't have to be anything long and drawn out. But you mentioned Megan, like you guys are working on something or what have you. So maybe it was like, hey, did you have you talking to her? How's she doing? How's she pulling through this everything? No, didn't ask that. Also, you spent so much time on her old stuff. You didn't ask anything about the album. Like, why didn't you follow up the momentum? I know why she didn't follow up the momentum up for this of WAP and Up, because she got pregnant. And I like I said, I spoke to people in Atlantic back then, and I'm gonna tell you, they were fed up. They were very, very, very close, whether people realize it or not. They were very close to cutting ties. So you can take it from me. You can trust me on that. They were very close to cutting ties. She was fed up with them. They were fed up with her, and they were pissed that she got pregnant again. That's a fact. But they seemingly worked through it. And I just want to know, when is the album coming? Is the album done? When's it coming? You guys can tell me down in the comments, because that I've heard the entire interview, um, whether he asked her that or not. I know she said something about she would like to work with Dirk again. I don't know whether she said she'd like to work with Kanye again. All right. But I'm sure he didn't ask him, was that Kanye West and that video? That's another thing that people was concerned about. It's a Kanye West part, and then you have someone in the video that with the mask over his face. To Kanye's part, was that Kanye West? We just like to know whether we vibe into Kanye West or vibe into a hologram or someone else wearing a helmet. I mean, who knows? Um, but I just think they just didn't spend a lot of time on music. And did he ask her, do you think your hype is the same? Do you know, measuring out, do you feel as though your hype is the same as one 2017? If she answers no, why? What makes you feel that way? If she answers yes, how what gives you the reason to believe that your hype is still the same? It'd be interesting to hear. Have you seen some signs, of people? Does it seem like you have the same amount of followers when you go live? Are people still just as interested? You know what I'm saying? So questions like that. What can we look forward to in this next album? Is it straight Cardi B? Do you have a lot of collaborations? Who might we see on this next album? Drake is the biggest artist in the middle. Have you ever thought of collaborating with Drake? He's also very close with your husband. There's been rumors of a Beyonce collaboration. Is that true? Do you have a record with Beyonce? Or were those rumors? I mean, all of these questions are legitimate questions. They're not messy at all. But Jason Lee, it just seems to me as though like he's very much more concerned with letting people know that they're friends and they have a relationship outside of this, and so he's not really going to get too deep into the questions. But did the Cardi B fans who a lot of fans thought she was going to give a release date during this interview? I'm going to stop it right here. I'm not even going to go any further. If they did, leave it for me in the comments. I'll make a video. I'll go back a later time, make a video on it. But like I said, previous to watching it. I gave it a 5 before I watched it. I'm gonna stay with that 5, and it's not because of Cardi, because Cardi B would have asked answered the questions if he would ask them, right? But he spent so much time just trying to convince everyone. Okay, Jason, trying to make people say, okay, Jason, I'm sorry, you are really friends with her. I mean, who cares? I don't. Y'all let me know if y'all did. So I say the interview's a 5. If it was someone else doing it, it had a possibility of being a 9 or a 10. But he just didn't. He just wasn't. It just wasn't giving to me. You let me know down in the comments what y'all felt about it. She looked amazing. I'm glad she spoke on the surgery. I'm glad she spoke on Tasha K. You know, I'm glad she did speak on the Offset situation. To me, she didn't really clear up the messy situation. Like I said, I would have wanted him to ask her, okay, so for the record, was that record about Offset? Do you think, or do you think it wasn't about Offset, or was it about Offset but it just ain't true? You gotta clear that out, man. Anyway, I give it a 5. Y'all let me know in the comments. I'm excited. Hopefully, this Cardi album comes out by April, like I was told, and we'll just see, man. Cardi B 2, hopefully on the way. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network.